Let's understand the property of asset property of database management system by taking the very best example of transaction so that you can understand this very well. The very first we have A, which is atomicity. Atomicity means there is one transaction and there is a database. So a transaction either should be happened in a one shot or it should not be happened. Like it has to go through, like there are multiple steps in one transaction. It has to go through with all the steps. When the all steps would get done, then it will store the data into the database. Otherwise it will show the result transaction failed. That is a atomicity. It means either the transaction would be happened at a one shot, otherwise it will not happen. The second one we have a consistency. Consistency means it ensures that transactions whatever the transaction is going on and the data is being added into the database, your the data should be, or the database before and after the transaction should follow the constraint rules whichever is set for the particular column or the particular rows, or like it should be primary, it can be primary key, foreign key, or it can be any constraints which can be we applied onto the particular row or columns. So before or after the transaction it should be followed, it should not the break. The third one we have I, which is isolation. Isolation means a multiple transaction should be done at the same time. Let's say there is user A and there is one another user B and they are doing the transaction at the same time. So it the their both transaction data should be stored at the same time in a main database. It should not be like thread lock. It should not block the other user, whoever is doing the transaction. That's why the your transaction should be isolated. The last one we have a durable. Durability means for some reason, let's say you are doing the transaction. If one user is doing the transaction and the transaction data is getting stored into the database, but for some, let's say system failure or for some getting crash, because of the crashes your data is breakdown from the main database. So what will happen, your main database should also have a backup, which we call it as a replicas. It should be, it can be a your replicas, it can be your a sharding, whatever you technique you use. But the main importance is durability means your transit, if your data is getting stored, it should also have a backup in future. If there is any system failure, then it should have the data of user into the database. That's it.